sit down tonight. Ha, 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 ha. Put the belt on his ass. Stop playing with me.
Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You do not take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really not take it.
The boxing world just exploded with one of the most heated confrontations we've seen in recent memory, as Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis went absolutely nuclear on each other during an Instagram live session that nobody saw coming. What started as typical social media banter between two elite fighters quickly escalated into a full-blown war of words, with both men taking absolutely brutal personal shots at each other while thousands watched in real time.
Process on Keyshawn Davis calling out, who's he calling out? Devin Haney. What before? Is he looking out? Is he looking past Jermaine Ortiz right now?
Yeah, and I think that's a big mistake. I don't think he should do that.
Okay.
Sources close to both fighters report that the tension between Haney and Davis has been building for months, fueled by professional jealousy, personal rivalries, and Davis's close friendship with Shakur Stevenson, who has his own history with Haney. The Instagram live confrontation reached a boiling point when Keyshawn Davis reportedly told Haney something along the lines of, "I knock you easy, you ain't got nothing for me, no power, no defense, nothing at all."
But for years, we have seen the bickering between Keyshawn Davis brothers, and Devin the Dream Haney. I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative.
However, what makes this situation even more explosive is that by the end of the heated exchange, both fighters actually agreed to settle their differences inside the ring in what could be one of 2026's biggest fights. But before we get into the shocking details of what was said during this brutal Instagram live war, let's talk about the history and bad blood that led to this moment between these two talented fighters.
And as long as that respect level is there, as long as that is worth my time moving up to fight Devin Haney, I'm gonna fight him. If it's not worth my time, Keyshawn is gonna make the right business decision so I can get in that position again, so they will respect my name. You know what I'm saying? There's another champion out there. His name is Lewis Crocker. He's a 140.
Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis have been throwing subliminal shots at each other for years, but the animosity reached new levels after Haney's controversial no contest against Ryan Garcia that shocked the boxing world. Keyshawn Davis was one of the loudest voices criticizing Haney for filing a lawsuit against Garcia, calling him soft and questioning his toughness both inside and outside the ring during multiple interviews.
Career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry, there's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse me.
Davis went on record telling media members that Haney was nothing without his father, Bill Haney, controlling every aspect of his career, calling him a daddy's boy who's been spoon-fed opponents throughout his time. These comments clearly struck a nerve with Devin Haney, who has dealt with similar criticism from fighters like Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia throughout his championship career at multiple weight classes. The tension escalated even further when Keyshawn Davis made headlines saying he would stop Devin Haney easily because Haney doesn't have the power or defense to deal with his skill set and athleticism.
His father in my DMs keeps screenshotting stuff that we saying. I don't know what he's screenshotting it for, but Devin Haney definitely on my hit list, and we making that happen 2026.
One interview clip that went viral showed Davis confidently stating, "I feel like me and Devin Haney would be an easy fight for me, super easy, and I know I would stop him without any problems." Many boxing fans viewed these comments as disrespectful and premature, considering Davis hasn't accomplished even half of what Haney has achieved during his impressive professional career spanning multiple weight divisions. Haney responded on social media at the time by posting, "He didn't stop Miguel Madueno, his last opponent, but he will stop me. Another person using my name for clout to stay relevant." That public dismissal from Haney only added more fuel to the fire, setting the stage for the explosive Instagram live confrontation that would shock the entire boxing community just weeks later. The Instagram live session reportedly began innocently enough, with both fighters joining at the request of fans who wanted to see them address their ongoing beef directly and honestly face-to-face. Sources who witnessed the live stream described the atmosphere as tense from the very beginning, with both men clearly ready to go at each other's throats without holding anything back for the thousands watching.
You know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media, so I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it make money, it makes sense.
Right, 100%. Obviously, I want to get your take on your brother. Shakur, dominant performance, only lost.
One person who screen-recorded portions of the exchange reportedly shared, "You could feel the hatred through the screen. These dudes genuinely don't like each other at all. It wasn't just for show or entertainment purposes." The conversation quickly turned hostile when Keyshawn Davis brought up Haney's controversial performance against Ryan Garcia, questioning whether Haney was really that good or if Garcia's performance enhancement gave him an unfair advantage. Davis reportedly pressed the issue, saying something like, "You got beat by Ryan, then you ran to court like a little botch instead of just taking the L like a real fighter would do."
But like, I'm ready already. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really was, bro, because I've been training for a very long time, bro, just thinking about, damn, man, how I'm going to get back and what I'm going to do, and I got to be ready before they even tell me. Like, I got to be ready, like, fight ready. And I've been fight ready, you know.
This attack on Haney's manhood and fighting spirit clearly struck a nerve, as witnesses report that Devin immediately fired back with venom in his voice and anger in his eyes visible through the camera. Haney supposedly responded by saying, "You talking all this shit, but you missed weight by over 4 pounds and got stripped of your belt. Who's the real BTG here? You can't even make weight properly." The reference to Davis being stripped of his WBO lightweight title in June after missing weight by 4.3 pounds for his scheduled fight against Edwin de los Santos was clearly designed to humiliate him publicly.
47 people with belts, or are you trying to make the best possible fight?
I feel like the ones with the belts at 147 are the best possible fights. You got Rolly Ramirez, he's a name with a belt. You got Devin Haney, he's a name with a belt. Mario Barrios about to fight Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And you got Louis Crockett that fought for the vacant. So in my opinion, I feel like he's the only one that's kind of like, you know, in the way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm willing to move up to take that belt.
So Keyshawn Davis.
That fight cancellation was part of a catastrophic week for Keyshawn Davis that also included a backstage altercation with Nahir Albright, making it one of the lowest points of his young career. However, Davis didn't back down from Haney's counterattack, instead doubling down on his claim that he would destroy Devin if they ever met inside the squared circle for real money and real stakes. People watching the Instagram Live reported that Davis became increasingly animated and aggressive, standing up and gesturing wildly as he detailed exactly how he would beat Haney in a fight between them. One viewer who commented during the stream supposedly wrote, "Keyshawn is going crazy right now. He's talking about knocking Devin out cold and embarrassing him in front of the whole world to see." Davis reportedly went into specific detail about Haney's defensive weaknesses, saying things like, "Your defense ain't that good. I got better defense than you, and I got the power you ain't never had in your whole career." The insults kept coming from both sides, with neither fighter willing to back down or show any weakness in front of the massive audience that was growing by the minute as word spread. Haney fired back by attacking Davis's resume and level of competition, pointing out that Keyshawn has been protected by Top Rank and hasn't fought anyone remotely close to Haney's level of opposition throughout his career. Sources familiar with the exchange reported that Haney said something along the lines of, "You've been fighting nobodies your whole career while I was undisputed champion, beating real fighters, making history at multiple weights." This back and forth continued for several minutes, with both men becoming increasingly heated and personal in their attacks on each other's skills, accomplishments, and character as professional athletes and men. The turning point in the conversation came when Davis issued a direct challenge, reportedly telling Haney, "Let's settle this in the ring then. Stop all this talking and let's actually fight for real if you got the balls." Many observers expected Haney to brush off the challenge or make excuses about timing, money, or other obligations that would prevent the fight from happening anytime soon in reality. Instead, to everyone's complete shock and surprise, Devin Haney immediately accepted the challenge on the spot, telling Davis, "Keyshawn, let's do it then. You want the fight? You got it. Let's make it happen." The instant acceptance stunned viewers who had been watching the heated exchange, as most Instagram Live beef sessions end with both parties talking tough, but never actually committing to anything concrete or real. One boxing journalist who was monitoring the live stream reportedly tweeted immediately, "Haney just accepted Keyshawn's challenge on Instagram Live. This fight might actually happen now that both agreed publicly." The boxing community erupted on social media within minutes of the agreement, with fans passionately debating whether this fight makes sense and who would actually win if it happens in the ring. Many Haney supporters believe Keyshawn Davis is biting off way more than he can chew by challenging a former undisputed champion who has accomplished so much more at the highest level. One passionate Haney fan posted on Twitter, "Keyshawn is making a huge mistake. Haney is going to school him for 12 rounds and expose him as the hype job he really is without question." However, Davis supporters argue that Keyshawn represents a new generation of talent that will surpass what Haney has done, possessing superior athleticism, power, and boxing IQ to handle anything Devin brings to the table. A Davis fan confidently tweeted, "Keyshawn is going to shock the world and stop Haney. He's got the speed, power, and skills that Devin has never seen before from anyone he fought." This division among fans reflects genuine uncertainty about how this stylistic matchup would actually play out, as both fighters possess elite defensive skills and high boxing IQ that could make for a tactical chess match. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas weighed in on his podcast, stating, "This is an intriguing fight because you've got Haney's experience against Davis's youth and hunger. The question is whether Keyshawn is ready for this level yet." That question about Davis's readiness is at the heart of the debate, as he's only fought 14 professional fights compared to Haney's 32 bouts against much stiffer competition throughout his decorated career. The stylistic matchup presents interesting challenges for both men, with Haney's defensive wizardry and ring generalship going up against Davis's explosive athleticism and offensive firepower that he's shown in flashes. Keyshawn Davis impressed in his super lightweight debut at Madison Square Garden on January 31st. Stopping the tough and durable Jermaine Ortiz with just 15 seconds left in the 12th and final round.
Fight stylistically.
Like I say, I'm gonna go with Keyshawn, but like I say, when I watched Devin spar and I seen him the way he handled himself, he's a seasoned pro in there. So, it's a great fight. I want to see the fight, but I'll favor Keyshawn.
That performance showcased Davis's patience, power, and ability to close the show when it matters most, giving his supporters confidence that he can hang with elite competition like Devin Haney at welterweight. However, critics point out that Jermaine Ortiz, while skilled and experienced, is not in the same stratosphere as Haney in terms of overall ability, accomplishments, or championship pedigree at the highest level. The weight class for this potential showdown remains unclear, as Haney currently holds the WBO welterweight title at 147 pounds after defeating Brian Norman Jr. in November with an impressive performance. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis has indicated he might skip super lightweight entirely and move straight up to welterweight to chase bigger fights and opportunities against established champions like Haney and others.
Last fight, Keyshawn is going to be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie, as much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to Norm. So, and Norm was catching him too and didn't even buckle Devin, so I don't know.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't.
Sources close to both camps report that preliminary discussions about the fight have already begun behind the scenes, with promoters and advisors trying to determine if the money and timing make sense for everyone. One insider familiar with the early talks reportedly revealed,
That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight, because Devin is a hell of a boxer. We just seen what he just did to Brian Norman. And how many people thought that he would put Brian Norman down? True. Nobody probably thought that Devin Haney would.
Both sides are serious about making this happen. The Instagram Live thing wasn't just talk. They really want to fight each other and settle this beef. The financial aspects of the fight could be complicated, as Haney, as the established champion and WBO title holder, would likely demand a much larger percentage of the purse than Davis would accept easily. Top Rank, which promotes both fighters, would be in a unique position to make this fight relatively easy to negotiate compared to dealing with multiple promotional companies with competing interests and agendas. However, some boxing insiders question whether Top Rank would be willing to risk Keyshawn Davis, who they view as a future star, in a fight against Haney this early in his development and career trajectory. One promotional source who requested anonymity supposedly stated, "Top Rank has invested heavily in Keyshawn's development. Do they really want to throw him in with Haney before he's ready and potentially derail everything they've built?" This protective approach from Top Rank has been criticized by fans who want to see the best fight the best, regardless of promotional politics or long-term career planning that benefits the company over the fans. Devin Haney addressed this concern during a